All right, so we're going to be deriving, taking the derivative of e to the x. We've got these two order problems here. To solve for x here, this y, divide both sides by 2. Great. Hit both sides with the natural log. Fantastic. And then just solve it from there. Well done. Good rock. Simplifying, just properties of exponents here. E to the 3 times e to the x is e to the 3 plus x. Perfect. Well done, Mr. Williams. Same thing here. 6 times 2x would be e to the 12x. Now, get out your lightsaber. Type into your best way to do it probably just be just to graph it. Graph e to the x. Now, just for a quick reminder here, when x is 0, e to the x would be what? 1. When x is 1, e to the x would be e, right? So it's going to be e squared, it's negative 1, it would be 1 over e. So this would be e. This would be e squared. Here's 1, here's 2, here's negative 1. Do a quick, just go to calculate the value here. What is the value of e squared? 7.389. Fantastic. All right, now what I want you to do is go to second trace, go to calculate the derivative, number 6. And I want to calculate the derivative. So y prime at 2. Calculate the derivative when x equals 2. What? What'd you get?
The same thing.
Same thing. What'd you get? Same? 7.389? Well, that's just got to be coincidence. Okay, try it at 1. What is y prime of 1? 2.71828. Wait. Okay, fine. Let's try at 0. Find the derivative at 0.
1.
You're kidding me.
No.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? So the derivative at 0 is 1. So guess what the derivative of e to the x is? The derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Oh my gosh, Mr. Hume, that's like the hardest derivative ever. I can't handle this. Oh Lord, please help me. Okay, so it's not that hard. The derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Pretty freaking cool. But what if it's not just e to the x? What if f of x is equal to e to the x squared plus 3x? Oh, snap! Well, back before we got the cool new operating system, this was a little bit easier to see. Let's rewrite this. Couldn't we rewrite this as e raised to the x squared plus 3x? Wouldn't that be the same thing? So what are we going to have to do with this? We have to derive it. There's a function in our function. Chain. Yes. So f prime of x is going to be, well, what's the derivative of e to the whatever? It's e to the whatever. E to the x squared plus 3x times what? During this chain rule, 2x plus 3. That's how you find derivatives of e to the x. Is that like super easy? Yeah, it's really easy. All right. What if I said find where this has a relative maximum or relative minimum? What would you do? How do you find relative max and relative mins? When the derivative changes from positive to negative, so when it's 0 or undefined. Will this ever be undefined? No. That's always one. So, let's set f prime of x equal to 0 and solve. So when is e to the x squared plus 3x times 2x plus 3, when is that going to equal 0? Well, we could break it up into its parts, right? Remember this. E to the x squared plus 3x. When does that equal 0? Or, when does 2x plus 3 equal 0? Will this ever equal 0?
No.
No! When will that equal 0? Negative 3 halves. Is that going to be a maximum or a minimum? How do we check if it's a maximum or minimum? Pick numbers on either side. So negative infinity to negative 3 halves. And then we have negative 3 halves. X equals negative 3 halves. And negative 3 halves to infinity. Pick a number in this interval. DW.
Negative. No, just kidding. 0.
Can't.
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Thank you. So let's try f prime of negative 5. If we plug negative 5 into here, e to the x squared plus 3x, this is always going to be positive, right? If we plug in negative 5 in here, that's going to be negative. Positive times a negative gives us a negative, right? So it's less than 0. So it's decreasing, right? Pick something bigger than it. Bigger than negative 3 halves. 0. 0 is great. F prime of 0. If I plug 0 in here, it's going to be e raised to the 0, which is 1, which is, hey, it's positive. Plug in 0 in here, what do you get? Positive times a positive is a positive. It's greater than 0, so it's increasing. So what does that mean about that point right there?
Minimum.
It's a minimum. That is a relative minimum. In fact, it's an absolute minimum. Can you handle driving e to the x? You good? That's it. Your homework is up there. Section 5.4, number 17, 19, 25 to 29, 35 to 45 odds, 51 to 54, 63 to 71 odds, and 75. That is due tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Maybe you want to take a picture of that or
No.
record it or.
Okay. Stop it.